Have your say.
Trusting the government to fix anything is a joke.
Be a part of the conversation.
We can't even trust the banks with our money.
This is WSIC News Talk Now.
Happy Tuesday, WSIC listeners. You're listening to 105.9. I'm Debbie O'Hanley, your host of Community Centered, soon to be named something else because I'm now doing this with my good friend, Miss Margi Kyle. I don't think of anybody else in this community who knows how to put a smile on somebody's face.
Thank you.
Like my friend Margi. So she decided she would join me on this journey of bringing hope to the community. So we're looking for a new name and a tagline and a mission. And really, all we want to do is put hope back in the headlines. Right, Margi?
Hope, yes, and a smile on as many faces as we can.
And that doesn't seem like something too hard to accomplish. So I am super excited about our guest today. I know that she's a friend of yours and she has some amazing things that she's going to be sharing with us. So, but before we get started with her, Margie, do you know that today is International Cat Day?
Meow. Yes, I did.
Have you ever had a cat?
Yes, many.
Yes?
I have.
What are their names?
Smokey was the first one. Noel, that was a Christmas kitty.
Uh-huh.
Holly, another Christmas kitty. Had many cats, dogs, rabbits, guinea pigs.
You had it all.
We did. We even had some goats.
Oh, okay.
You know, I lived in San Francisco for a while, so anything went.
Okay. A goat in San
goat.
Francisco.
Yes, in our backyard.
See,
It was disgusting.
I'm learning, like our listeners, that you, Margie, are a multifaceted person with lots of things to learn. Before we learn more about that, I just have to give a shout out to a listener, Miss Barbara, that I know is listening to us from Cornelius, first time listener. Hey, Mama, I hope that you are settled in and doing your painting and listening here live to us on 105.9 WSIC radio. So yes, it is International Cat Day. Learn about that from Justin and Bill early this morning. Started my cup of coffee with their antics and their word of the day, which led me to thinking about the last cat I had, who was a Maine Coon cat. And she never, if you can imagine this, Margie, never learned to love me.
Well, how stupid was she?
She was nasty, but her name was Queenie. And I think that she felt a little competition from me. So
we even had
alas,
kitties
yes.
on my son's bed.
Aw.
He came up and woke me up one night and said, well, we renamed the cat to Squeaker because Alex said, something squeaky's coming out of Noel. And we had about 6 little baby kitties. Oh, and that was wonderful.
What an adventure, right?
Yeah, it was.
Hasn't life been an adventure?
I love it.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So on this hot Tuesday, I hope that everybody has recovered from that amazing storm that we had last night. I know there was another storm on Sunday where they sort of both seemed to come out of nowhere.
They did.
And I was over at Hope House at the time, and I got the text message from my husband, keep an eye on the sky. That's weatherman Dan for you. Keep an eye on the sky, which meant you better get your tail home because it looks like
it was pretty black.
It was pretty bad. And by the time I got there were trees down on Westmoreland and West Catawba and Sanford. It was pretty scary there for a minute.
Yeah.
So we have to always, in this Lake Norman area, keep our eye on the sky because you never know what's going to come blowing in into town. But sometimes a good blow and a good storm like that clears the energy and brings the sunshine the next day. And maybe if you were having a tough day yesterday and that storm came, it sort of, exploded all over. And then today you woke up with the fresh, seeing the water on the trees and the water on the flowers and the new and clear energy. Maybe you have a different perspective on today.
I would like to hope so.
I would hope so too.
Yeah.
So listeners, if you're out there and you're thinking, you've listened to Margie and I a couple of times now, and you think you have a great name for this show or a great purpose for us, we were just talking with our guest a minute ago, and she had a great idea, a spot on the bright side, which That's what this space feels like to me. It does feel like a bright spot. So, with my friend here, Margi, and all the good that she's done in our community, and all of the, just think about all those happy kids that you've.
Well, you too.
Yeah,
You
me
too.
too. Me too.
And I think we have weathered the worst storm, which was the last 4 years
Mm-hmm.
with
Mm-hmm.
COVID and everybody having to stay home,
Mm-hmm.
that we need to bring some hope,
You know,
some smiles.
for a long time, for the last few years, we've been talking about bad things, right? There's nothing in our headline that feels hopeful or sounds hopeful. It's all been this disastrous kind of news and announcements. And I think, you know what, really, when we talked last week, we talked about putting hope back in the
Yeah,
headlines.
yeah.
I think what an amazing thing that we could start in our community if we started talking about the hopeful things and not the things that are devastating or sad or difficult for us, because everybody had a difficult time.
Everybody did. And
Everybody.
I am on the board of Novant Health, and we had a guest speaker, and he has changed from being a doctor into helping doctors and nurses that have had a burnout.
I would imagine.
And, I always worry about my doctors too. And
Mhm.
I try to text them a good little, I
Mhm.
cannot thank you enough for all you do for all of us, to let them know that they are appreciated.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There were some really good things that came out of COVID too, right? And I still feel like we are very slowly crawling back from that. We might be open and people might be vacationing again and we're not wearing masks, but we're still crawling back because I think of the impact that isolation had on all of us, and we all have our COVID stories. So I think it's time that we get back to living. We get back to talking about good things,
I do
hopeful
too.
things.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that this radio spot that you and I have, that we can do that.
We will.
Okay. That sounds like a promise to me.
We will.
I am super excited about that, Margie, because you look like a promise to me. When I
Thank
see
you.
that face, I say that's something hopeful to me. So excited about today's guest, to learn about her. I know when I walked into the studio, Margie handed me these amazing purple velvet metallic things.
We
And
will
she-
talk
yeah.
more about these later.
And she just said, "Hold these." And a few seconds later, I said to Margie, are my fingers supposed to be tingling? Because I'm not exactly sure. Is this a tuning rod? What is this? And then we just kept chit chatting like we do. And then I said, Margie, are my toes supposed to be tingling? And she said, uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
You're going to learn
It's
about
working.
this.
It's
Yes.
working.
So not only are
And
they a beautiful color.
I was not a big believer. I'm not big into meditating.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know how, and I can't sit still long enough to
Yeah.
really do it.
Okay.
And when I met Adrienne, she started talking about, this new kind of meditation, and I thought, okay. And I could not believe the trip I went on.
Wow.
I went places I didn't even know I was going to go on.
I can't wait to hear that. And I know it's so appropriate too, because tonight at 7:00, we have a meditation group at Hope House. And we
Beautiful.
are teaching the women, and they were terrified because they had no idea what yoga or meditation was. So I'm excited to learn about that. When we come back from our commercial break, we are going to be talking with Adrienne. And I am going to be learning along with our listeners about the fascinating things she has for us. And I believe it's a gift. And listen, when you're putting hope back in the headlines, you need all the gifts that you can.
And she saw a big smile when I was done with my session.
Yes, I am excited about that. So when we come back, listeners, you're listening to 105.9. I'm Debbie O'Hanley, your host, with Margie Kyle, and you're listening to Community Centered on Tuesday.
Good morning. Enjoy that morning coffee with Justin Kazepis.
Hope, how we doing this morning?
It was a little rough period there, but I'm getting my happiness back, and you're absolutely helping.
It's Good Morning LKN, weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on WSIC.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Just a few more weeks until Kane Center for the Arts' first performance of the 2024 fall season lineup. Asheville native Kanan Cox will be performing Friday, August 25th. The show starts at 8 p.m. Kane Center for the Arts 2024 fall season. Buy your season tickets now at kanearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Looking for something fun to do with your kids this summer? Birkdale Buds is hosting their weekly Playtime in the Plaza. Bring your preschool-aged bud for playtime between 10:30 and 12 noon every Wednesday through October. The activities include games, face painting, storytellers, magicians, arts and crafts, plus more. There's no cost and no registration required. Bring a blanket and come join the fun. For more details, visit BirkdaleVillage.com. Ever wonder what Mooresville was like in 1873? The historic Downtown Walking Tour is a self-guided tour that will take you on a stroll through Mooresville's past to learn about the history of the town. Featuring 18 stops, the tour begins and ends at the corner of Main Street and Center Avenue. It should take 1 hour to complete. For more details, visit downtownmooresville.com. Looking for a night out on the town? Cornelius' second Friday Street Festival series continues, starting at Oak Street Mill at 6 p.m. The second Friday Street Festival series is ongoing through October. Got an upcoming event you'd like everyone to know about? Yard and estate sales, nonprofit fundraisers, and everything in between? Go to WSICnews.com and click on Events to submit your event today.
I'm Nick Rice with your WSIC forecast. As we head through the rest of the afternoon, it's going to stay mostly sunny with a high in the mid-80s. Tonight, mostly cloudy, gradually becoming clear overnight with a low of 66. On Wednesday, a sunny day and a high of 88. Wednesday night, 20% chance of a shower after 1 a.m. It'll be cloudy with a low of 71 in the morning. I'm Nick Rice from WSIC's Weather Center.
Whatever the story,
we have to end our dependence on China.
Have your say.
This debt crisis is going to set our economy back big time.
This is WSIC News Talk Now. Breaking news, expert analysis, and the stories that matter most, all in one place.
I totally acknowledge seeing flames is a scary situation.
WSIC News Talk Now.
I'm managing editor for LKNConnectCommunity.com, and I got a call one day from Ellen Stafford who said, I really want you to go to TorchBearer Tachyon. I said, who? Where? And meet Adrienne Craighead. It's an experience that I think you should experience. I was very skeptical. I really was, because I have never really been into meditation. I'm a doer and a goer, and to sit there and do nothing drove me crazy. So I called Adrienne and I said, I'm supposed to interview you. I have no idea what Lake Norman TorchBearer Tachyon means. And you said, I want to give you a session so that you can experience it. And you talked a little bit about it. I want to know how you got into this, how you found this beautiful passion that really, really works.
Well, thank you.
Welcome, Adrienne. I'm excited to hear about what you have to say.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to share about tachyons and about TorchBearer Tachyon in particular, because it's such an honor to be with both of you. And I have to applaud you, Margi. A lot of people are closed-minded. They're like, I've never heard of it, not interested, sorry, the hard drive is full, not going there. And you are open, and you are curious, and you are a lifelong learner. And that is my favorite kind of person to hang out with, just as friends, but also to welcome to the chamber. So I'll share a little bit about how I came across tachyon.
Okay.
During the early months of COVID, I started to feel an anxiety that was settling in on my shoulders and not leaving. And I had a lot of tools in my toolbox that I knew could help me with anxiety. I knew meditation, yoga, and I have seen hypnotists, and I believe strongly in regular chiropractic care, and yet all my regular tricks weren't working. I started to discover new tricks in my toolbox. I tried acupuncture, which gave me a lot of relief, but it wasn't
Yeah.
sustaining me weeks and weeks, months and months. So I decided to go on a road trip to Waynesboro, Virginia with my best gal pal, Rachel. And we were going to do some hiking, which outdoor time, again, that's a great benefit for folks who struggle with anxiety. But she was also going to visit this doctor named Dr. Joe McNamara, and she was going to have a tachyon session. And I said, Rachel, what is
What
it?
is that?
It sounds like something out of
Tachyon.
Star Trek. Totally.
Yeah.
So I said, let me do a little research. I'm not sure if I'm going to climb into some sort of tachyon chamber. It could be dangerous, but I'll definitely go with you. And I'd like to meet this character, Dr. Joe McNamara. So while Rachel was having her tachyon experience, I sat in the waiting room and talked to Dr. Joe, and he explained to me that this was something that would help me and my higher power accomplish whatever goals I wanted to work on. He said it's a meditation experience unlike any other, and you don't have to be a religious or spiritual person for this to be effective for you. He said, but it does help a lot if you believe that something greater than yourself is co-creating here in this universe with you. And I said, well, I do believe that. Let's see what Rachel says when she comes out. Well, she came floating out of her session. And she looked like she maybe had been drugged or something. I was like, Dr. Joe, is there a trick here? He's like, not at all, just settle in. And so for that meditation session with Dr. Joe, I remember feeling like, wow, I'm settling in quick. Ooh, this is a comfortable spot. Ooh, yep, I can feel that I'm going into a deep meditation. And then I went into the deepest meditation I've ever experienced. And I was a little frightened at first. Like I almost thought about calling back, Dr. Joe, Rachel, come back in here. I think this thing is turned up too high. It wasn't any kind of electricity or dial to turn down. It was truly all powered through noble metals like copper and steel alloys, and also through crystals like rocks. Like rocks had never affected me before.
Yeah.
But I went on an astral journey, and I felt like I had an angel on my left and an angel on my right, and that they were showing me things that were going to be there for me anytime I needed them when I started to have these panic attacks. And when I came out of that meditation session, I said, well, I don't know if I'm healed yet, Dr. Joe, but I tell you, that was very unusual. And I went for 4 sessions in a space of 2 days just to really build up this tachyon, in my system, this energy. And I was determined on the drive home from Waynesboro, Virginia. I was like, Rachel, I feel so good. And I don't know if this anxiety is going to creep back in or not, but if this holds, I want to have one in our town. I really want to see a tachyon chamber open in our city.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So you said to me, okay, be open-minded, please.
Yes.
Which I was, because I really wanted to learn. And we sat in a chair, and you reclined me, put all these warm blankets on me, and all this lighting that I loved that kept changing different colors, and put a pillow behind my neck, covered my eyes. And then you put these rods, which I end up buying them, and I sleep with them every night. I just put these in Debbie's hands. And I said, tell me what you feel in a minute. She said, my hands are tingling. What's going on? And then her feet started tingling. So I went on a trip I've never been on before.
Yes.
I just went places that I didn't know even existed. And I just relaxed like I had never relaxed before.
And some people don't have that transcendent an experience, but it really is encourageable for each client to for me to say, just relax and surrender to what comes to you. And if they're resistant, like, oh, this isn't going to work, or, oh, I can't meditate, I can't be hypnotized, like anyone who's kind of resisting doesn't have that much of a transcendent experience. But people whose heads and hearts are open, they can really, I would suggest that it's similar to people who engage in like plant medicine, like magic mushrooms or some of the things that we hear about at concerts. It can be that, wow, So your eyes are covered if you wish.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the experience with an eye mask, and then there's headphones on, and they play
Yeah.
a certain
Yeah.
frequency, like 432 megahertz, something that our body really resonates with. And the chair can be heating and vibrating if you want, or you don't have to have that experience. There's smells in the room. It's like multi-sensory, Debbie. It would be an honor to have you try it
I'm
out.
coming. What are you doing at 4:00? No, I'm just
Exactly.
kidding.
So when I share this with people, I say, put this little postcard on your fridge and just look at it for a week. And if this calls to you, you'll know it. And if it doesn't, you won't hurt my feelings at all. You can toss it in the trash or pass it to a neighbor. But if a TorchBearer Tachyon experience feels good to you, then it's a 45-minute experience. It's $111.
Okay.
There's a lot of sacred geometry in the room. There's a lot of meaning behind the number 111.
Even 111, yeah.
Yes. And it's a transcendent, transformational. And I think people, they'll know right away if it's for them or if it's not for
Yeah.
them.
Well, I knew right away, and I just could not believe how I felt and how relaxed I was. And these just take over and just go right through your body. So I bought these because you got them too.
I carry them with me in my purse, and they're heavy. What
They
would
are
you
very
say?
heavy.
Yeah.
Like 3 pounds each?
I said to Margie when she put them in my hands, I said, I feel completely grounded right now holding them. And, you know, in the work that I do at Hope House, working with homeless women and children, we're always looking for new experiences and modalities and ways to, you know, expose them to things that they would never been exposed to before. And so this fascinates me because traditionally, I don't think there's a whole lot of folks that really want to enter into, oh yeah, I can get better. I want to get better, right? Sometimes we see that victim mentality and they just want to stay there. But imagine if we could give people the tools so that they could get better and that they could focus on their healing. To me, I'm bring it all on, right? That's the kind of gal. We talk about the 7 pillars of health. I'll make 12 if there has to be to get people better.
But what I also love about where you are, and we need to share that as well, is there's a gal in there that does massage.
Right.
And Anne of Cyan, I've gone to for years for reflexology.
Miss Anne and her reflexology treatments are legendary. And a lot of times my clients that have never experienced reflexology, I'll say, you need to go down and take a card from her. Also, Janae, who does massage with her
she
feet.
does, yeah.
The Ashiatsu massage is unbelievable. And then there's Cassandra, who's got new moon massage. There's just like lymphatic drainage, and it's great for after surgery. It's beautiful.
It's a healing house.
That is a beautiful term. I think that we're going to have to borrow and take that from you,
I
Margie.
hope you do.
think
And tell
so.
people where you are.
So the location is 2200, so 20200 Zion Avenue. And the best location I can give for folks to give them a landmark is if you've been to Antiquity
Yes.
and you've been in that Harris Teeter. As you exit that Harris Teeter and walk straight out into the parking lot, keep going across the street and you're going to hit the new medical center.
Right.
Well, we're beyond that, a little further down Zion Street in that little 1-story brick building, the Healing House.
And it is the healing house. You walk in there, you just feel it.
I think so. I
Yeah.
remember the day that the chamber was delivered, and I had some friends there, and we were putting out, there's certain crystals in the room with key geometry, and they need to be in a certain arrangement with a certain distance between them for the power to be maximized. But I do recall the feeling when that chamber was activated. It was 1 year ago today, 8/8. So this is our 1-year anniversary.
Happy anniversary. I'm so delighted you're sharing it with Margie and I.
Well, and when we come back, we're going to go to a break. I want you to tell us about the special event on Sunday.
I can't wait. I would love that.
Okay, good.
I don't know about listeners, but you're listening to 105.9 WSIC, and I'm fascinated by this. I think it's amazing. And when we talk about putting hope back in the headline, this is it.
Yeah.
This is one way to get there.
It is.
So I can't wait. Well, come on back, and we're going to learn a little bit more about Adrienne and her TorchBearer Tachyon.
Be a part of the conversation.
I listen on the way to work.
Have your say.
It's more than just opinions. It's facts.
This is WSIC News Talk Now. Local news and weather now on the new 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. News Talk Now.
I'm Mike Jackson, WSIC News. Downed trees, power outages, and flight delays were widespread after last night's storms. About 6,000 people in the Charlotte Lake Norman area and 5,000 people in the Statesville area lost power. Charlotte Douglas International Airport experienced over 40 delays and 46 canceled flights. Downed trees were reported around the area, including several trees that crashed down on a home in Troutman. Duke Energy grid specialist Jeff Brooks posted on social media at 8:08 p.m. last night that nearly 250,000 of the utility's customers across the Carolinas were without power. And an arrest was made about a week ago in the fentanyl overdose death of a Sanford man last year, according to Harnett County authorities. Joshua Matheson, 27 of Sanford, died on August 23, 2022 at his home near Sanford, officials said. The investigation continues. Now sports with Joe Berg.
The NASCAR Cup Series was at Michigan on Monday after the race was postponed on Sunday. Chris Buescher picked up his second consecutive win, and Charlotte FC beat the Houston Dynamo 2-1 in their league's cup game.
WSIC weather: sunny today with a high of 87, clear with a low of 65 tonight, then sun returns for Wednesday with a high of 88. Mike Jackson, WSIC News.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either a Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, Medium Frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and
chicken
a Frosty.
sandwich,
Dave's Single and a Frosty for me.
and a Frosty. Okay, who said Frosty and a Frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's, valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined in a combo or any other offer.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way. Offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit NoTimeToWait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hi, this is Todd Starnes. Are you aware that if Social Security were taken off the table, only 4 of every 100 Americans would be financially stable at retirement age? That means 96% of retirees today are being underserved by their financial advisor. How will it affect your financial plans if tax rates go up? What if you had a plan that could potentially get you to the 0% tax rate after you retire? Has your advisor ever talked to you about this? Wouldn't you like to keep more of what you've accumulated and not go backwards every 5 to 7 years? Well, I want to tell you about my friends at Navstar Financial Planning in Lake Norman. Their process is designed to accomplish these goals and more. Their mission is to protect the wealth of hardworking Americans. And my good friend Larry Jones is a fiduciary and member of the Financial Planning Association. You can reach Larry at 704-663-7482. That's 704-663-7482.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
Go beyond the headlines. WSIC News Talk Now.
If it touches your family, your schools, your city, or your safety, News Talk WSIC has it covered.
Grub Ferry Road near the intersection at Hollywood Drive will be closed while...
News Talk WSIC.
Good morning. Enjoy that morning coffee with Justin Kazepis.
Hope, how we doing this morning?
Yeah, it was a little rough period there, but I'm getting my happiness back, and you're absolutely helping.
It's Good Morning LKN, weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on WSIC.
Welcome back, listeners. You're listening to 105.9 WSIC, streaming live on social media. And thank you for being a listener today with my friend Margi Kyle and Adrienne from TorchBearer Tachyon. Margi, take it away.
I'm going to, because I think women especially do not take enough time for them. There's always something else we have to do, somebody else we have to do something for. And this is just a way you can give back to yourself and then give even more to others when you do it. Now, you mentioned the cost. There is a membership they can join.
That's exactly right. So a one-time session is $111. But for folks who know from that one-time session, like, this is for me, this makes a difference in my life. And when I'm at my best person, I can be better in my family and in my community. Those folks would join a membership where they just pay a one-time enrollment fee of $33.
Wow.
Notice that 33 number that doubles. But then every time they come to visit us, they get 50% off every single time they come to visit us.
Well, that is the deal of the year.
Sure is.
And so we would hope that they would gift themselves at least one tachyon session every month, kind of like you go for chiropractic care or massage. But if they decide to buy some product like you did, they would save 25% off product all year long.
Yeah.
And that once a month, I think, is a great maintenance package. I would start with a few more in a short time span, and then I would default to that once a month membership and just know that you're going to take care of yourself. But it's not the kind of membership where we're going to be overly strict. So if you miss a few months, they will definitely be waiting for you on your account. They're not. They're going to roll over. We're not going to be in the business of taking anything away. We're really here as a gift to the community. We want to see more people find this peace
and feel better.
Amen. Feel better.
That sounds like hope to me.
And it put a smile on my face.
Amen, sister. Amen.
I want to know more about your party on Sunday.
Thank you for asking. So we are celebrating our 1-year anniversary, and the way we're going to do it is have a drop-in at the Healing House. So if people want to come by, TorchBearer Tachyon, that address again is 20200 Zion Avenue. This drop-in is on Sunday evening. It's from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Generally, folks don't have a lot scheduled into that time, so we would invite you to come by during that 3-hour session. There's going to be a lot of things going on. There's food and drink. Our official water sponsor is the Water Tree, Lake Norman Alkaline of Mooresville. We've also got some amazing door prizes and raffle prizes. You'll be able to get, if you would choose to, a 3-package Tachyon experience session at special pricing. And it's just a chance for 3 things to happen. 1, to educate folks about Tachyon and really celebrate that 1-year anniversary mark. 2, a lot of healers will be attending this. So my chiropractor will be there. My integrative healthcare specialist, my doctor will be there. There'll be my acupuncture person, all the people in the community that I adore who do massage, Reiki, you name it. They're going to be celebrating with us. And then 3rd is the chance for people to find out about their services and their products. Because I know Tachyon won't be for everyone. And so I just want, like Margi, like you said, even if you don't choose this as your thing, do something.
That's right.
For yourself.
Yes, we have to. We definitely have to. But I think it would help, too, to be able to go in and see that room, see the procedure. I mean, it's not scary. It's comforting.
I feel that way.
Yeah, it just is love and energy wrapping itself around you.
Margie, how did you feel after you had the experience? I know you talked about how you felt immediately, but did you feel like that lasted for a few days afterwards?
Yes, yeah.
You did.
I definitely realized one thing. I am not doing enough for me.
Mm.
Okay.
Amen.
When, I get a massage and I get Reiki, or I get, my feet done, reflexology, I feel so much better for a good couple of days after that.
Okay.
I can see the difference.
And
And if you listen to your body, it will tell you, take care of me.
well, it will even insist upon it, right?
Yes. And if it doesn't, then that's when you get sick.
You get pain, you get illness. Yeah. I think that's a beautiful message, though, to take care of our bodies. And I've noticed even when I've had a session with Miss Ann for reflexology, you think, okay, this is going to improve my physical feeling, but it improves the way I think.
Yeah.
My mental clarity becomes more pristine. I have better energy. I'm more emotionally regulated. I think all of these kind of energy work methodologies work kind of on the same place in us, and it does help you emotionally, mentally.
I got very involved in Reiki and reflexology when my son broke his neck. And he was in the hospital and he was told he would never walk. And I knew I couldn't go to a chiropractor because they can't adjust him. He's screwed to the wall. But I knew that reflexology would. And after 6 months, he said, "Oh, Mom, that feels so good." I thought, if he can feel it, he will walk.
Yes.
He will walk again. And so I am just such a true believer in, seeking out healthy alternatives
to a prescription,
Yeah.
to the pharmaceutical. One
I
thing,
don't want a sleeping pill. I just need to go and relax with you.
well, and if Reiki, it's spelled Reiki, it's an ancient Eastern, from the Far East, Japan and China have practiced this for millennium. If that wasn't, what would be the word, like proved with enough data and enough metrics, they wouldn't allow that to be done at the VA hospitals.
Right.
And the VA hospitals are now allowing Reiki practitioners to offer services to our veterans.
Yeah.
And the government wouldn't sign off on that without the metrics and evidence-based data.
Yeah, I recently had a friend going through a cancer diagnosis who was a pharmacist herself, and her healing turned the corner when she took on acupuncture, Reiki, energy. She did a diet of macrobiotics, and it was the only improvement that her doctors saw in her when she practices these things. And I said to her, Tina, how did this change you as a pharmacist? And she said, it opened my eyes to realizing that medicine isn't the only modality that you need to use. She said, I am just fascinated by all of these things that are gifts from the earth, gifts from our ancestors. And I have learned and educated myself so much so that it's changed me in my practice, in what I see. So I applaud all of you healers that bring your gift to us, because it's amazing, fascinating to me.
Yes, I studied Reiki. I got my level 2, and I absolutely loved it.
A little known fact of me, I did as well, but I only went to level 2, and I actually at one point in time was studying to be a naturopathic physician, because I thought I knew a friend that had made tinctures and herbs to heal people, and then when it got to the biology and chemistry part of it,
I wouldn't have done
epic
well.
failure.
Yeah.
No, me either. So I said, you know what? I don't think so. So when we come back in our next break, after our next commercial break, I want to learn from you, Adrienne, anything more that you can tell us about this amazing gift that you have, because you are glowing. You sit here and you can feel your energy. You can see your enthusiasm. I think you have something special and unique to offer to our community. So I hope that folks that are listening will learn how to get in touch with you, how they can share on Sunday from 4 to 7 at your birthday party. Come and learn more. I know I'm going to be there for sure.
That's
and I'm
terrific.
going to bring my crew of weary women with me to come and learn more about that. So when we come back from the break, we are talking to Adrienne from TorchBearer Tachyon and my good friend Margi Kyle here with Little Smiles, who is putting a smile on this community's face. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Mark Walters. Join me on Armed American Radio as I take a stand for Second Amendment rights. That's Sundays from 8 until 11. I will be on your radio fighting for freedom right here on News Talk 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Just a few more weeks until Cain Center for the Arts' first performance of the 2024 fall season lineup. Asheville native Kanan Cox will be performing Friday, August 25th. The show starts at 8 p.m. Cain Center for the Arts 2024 fall season. Buy your season tickets now at cainarts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Looking for something fun to do with your kids this summer? Birkdale Buds is hosting their weekly Playtime in the Plaza. Bring your preschool-aged bud for playtime between 10:30 and 12 noon every Wednesday through October. The activities include games, face painting, storytellers, magicians, arts and crafts, plus more. There's no cost and no registration required. Bring a blanket and come join the fun. For more details, visit BirkdaleVillage.com. Ever wonder what Mooresville was like in 1873? The historic Downtown Walking Tour is a self-guided tour that will take you on a stroll through Mooresville's past to learn about the history of the town. Featuring 18 stops, the tour begins and ends at the corner of Main Street and Center Avenue. It should take 1 hour to complete. For more details, visit downtownmooresville.com. Looking for a night out on the town? Cornelius's Second Friday Street Festival series continues, starting at Oak Street Mill at 6 p.m. The Second Friday Street Festival series is ongoing through October. Got an upcoming event you'd like everyone to know about? Yard and estate sales, nonprofit fundraisers, and everything in between? Go to WSICnews.com and click on Events to submit your event today.
I'm Nick Rice with your WSIC forecast. As we head through the rest of the afternoon, it's going to stay mostly sunny with a high in the mid-80s. Tonight, mostly cloudy, gradually becoming clear overnight with a low of 66. On Wednesday, a sunny day and a high of 88. Wednesday night, 20% chance of a shower after 1 a.m. It'll be cloudy with a low of 71 in the morning. I'm Nick Rice from WSIC's Weather Center.
Have your say.
Trusting the government to fix anything is a joke.
Be a part of the conversation.
We can't even trust the banks with our money.
This is WSIC News Talk Now.
Hey everyone, this is Robert Carey from America's #1 travel radio show. Join Mary and me and Rudy each Saturday as we cover the ever-evolving world of travel, talk with newsmakers, share compelling experiences, and explore the world together during the fastest 2 hours in travel on RM World Travel.
Welcome back, listeners. You're listening to Community Centered, and I'm your host, Debbie O'Hanley, with my co-host, Margi Kyle, and we are listening to Adrienne from TorchBearer Tachyon. And I don't know about you, but I have learned a lot. I can't wait for Sunday to come so I can celebrate your birthday with you and all the amazing things you have to gift this community with. So before we go with Margi, I just want to thank you for being here and what you're sharing, and I'm feeling hopeful for any listener out there who might be facing a difficult challenge right now and might really be in need or might be searching for something different. I hope that they land in your arms and feel the amazing energy that you give off and offer an opportunity for them to heal. You're listening to 105.9. This is Community Centered, and here's my friend, Margi Kyle.
If nothing else on that Sunday, to be in that house and to feel the energy and healing energy in that house, to be surrounded by people that's all they care to do is to heal and make you feel better, is worth the couple of hours. I commend you for what you're doing.
Well, thank you. We have walked up and down the street at Zion and told all the neighbors what we're up to and welcomed them to join us for this casual drop in and also asked them would we have their blessing for parking all up and down Zion. So
Okay.
there's plenty of parking. We have a tent set up in the backyard that's 36 feet by 36 feet, quite a large tent. And then inside, you'll have, of course, that beautiful alkaline water from Water Tree up in
I
Mooresville.
drink that myself.
Beautiful. And that's a beautiful family, too, that loves to serve and cares deeply about this community's health. But you'll also get to meet a lot of the folks who've donated raffle prizes.
And that's exciting because that's a bonus.
That's a bonus. So imagine as you're walking into the tent, there's food and there's drink and there's music. Oh, and there's also demonstrations of sound healing up in the front room of the healing
Oh,
house. So Margot
okay.
Alexander is an enchanted and gifted sound healer, and she's going to bring her singing bowls. And if you've never experienced sound healing, that's a demonstration
Oh my
that she'll be
gosh,
doing.
I can't wait to see that.
My friend Christy does it, and she's bringing them to the Hope House. So I can't wait for that too.
Yes, it's a beautiful experience for folks who are open to letting those beautiful tones heal and soothe their bodies. But the reason so many healers have connected for this event isn't just because of Torchbearer Tachyon. It's actually because of the nonprofit that connects us all.
Okay.
And the name of that nonprofit is the Sacred Soul Collective, with the word soul being SOL for sun. The sun connects us all. The Sacred Soul Collective connects the healers. And here's their mission statement. The purpose is to build a strong, diverse, and inclusive community of people who value interpersonal connection, service, authenticity, and joy. And they'll be hosting events throughout the year, like a big 3-day festival in September. But we're raising money right now for them so that when this September event rolls around, we'll have the deposits we need for the stage and for the sound and for the lights and the porta-john. So I'll tell you how we're raising money. One raffle ticket at my Sunday event is $5, and you can get 5 raffle tickets for $20. And then you can go around that tent and you can choose where you want to put your raffle tickets. And there's amazing donated prizes like a 45-minute tachyon session, of course, a 3-day pass for Soul Harmony Fest in September. That's a $299 value. You could walk away with that for just $5.
Wow.
There's a massage, a tapping session with Ruthie. I love this, a 1-day retreat called the Men's Liberation Retreat. That has been gifted. Thank you to this pass from Healing with Horses and Hochoka Farms up in Hickory. So many things. Oh, a 70-minute Reiki session. So many things. I couldn't go through the list, but at least 20 to 30 raffle prizes have been donated. And these are chances for people who have the passion and the open-mindedness to try a new modality to get to experience that for just pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
And then they're really raising money for a nonprofit in our community that is doing great things to educate people about different ways to heal.
But that's what makes
fascinating.
it such a gift to our community.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
It
true.
really is. I mean, I don't know of a community I've lived in that has had as many giving people as the Lake Norman area.
Mhm.
Really, when you think about it, it's just amazing.
Well, that's because there's amazing people like you, Margie,
Well.
that have a mission and are putting smiles back on the face of children. And so I think about you and your leadership. I went to that horse farm and I had the most spectacular leadership lesson I've ever had in my life, where I was instructed to lead a horse around an obstacle course. And I thought, I got this. I'm a horsey kind of person. I'll just giddy up, let's go. And that horse didn't move at all. And I was humiliated in front of everyone. And his name was Ray. And I will always remember the horse named Ray, because the leader at the time giving that session said to me, "What are you learning right now?" And I said, I don't know. I'm humiliated. This horse isn't going anywhere. I'm a leader. I'm telling it what to. And she said, "Stop right now. Turn around, make eye contact with Ray, and tell Ray where you want to go and how you're going to do it." And so I did. And the minute I did that, He moved. He practically led me around the arena. And when that was over, she said,
Does that work with husbands?
I think so.
And
She said-
children?
She said, what did you learn? And I said, I learned that good leaders tell people where they're going to go. And I had not told Ray where we were going to go. And so he
Yes.
wasn't ready to follow me. So listen, come on Sunday.
Yes.
You might be the winner of that amazing horse farm gift and be able to learn a valuable lesson. And I hope Ray is still there. And if Ray is
Yes.
there, please give him a carrot for me and let him know I forgive him.
I will totally do that for
That's
you.
funny. That's funny.
Yeah, I think that the idea of our community being a giving community, I think that's so ingrained in the fiber of Lake Norman, and what I've witnessed just from the two nonprofits that you guys represent and the people that you magnetize to your causes and who circle around and hold that up, they tell others.
Yeah.
And, they are ambassadors for your
But
mission.
look at if we look back 40 years ago, they didn't have a Hope House.
Mm-mm.
They didn't have Little Smiles.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have a lot for our kids.
No.
They do today, and they're going to grow up much happier adults because we're taking care of them in new and better ways.
Well, we say that at Hope House, that we all want to be a good neighbor. And what does a neighbor do but lift up their neighbor? And especially in a time of need, if you have to be at a Hope House, you're going to hope that your community, your neighbor, will lift you up so that when you get healed, you can go out and lift others.
That's right.
And so our tagline is giving hope, transforming lives. That's all we want to do, is just give folks the hope and the tools that they need to transform themselves. But if there's a tool in our community, such as the TorchBearer Tachyon, why not use it?
Yeah.
Why not run to it to get yourself healed? And Margi, thank you so much for introducing me and our community to Adrienne.
I hope you're going to go get.
I'm going to run there. I hope they're open after 4 o'clock
Yes.
because I had an amazing experience just touching those. And I know Bill came in here and he held on to our purple rods, and he looked a little zen holding those rods. So I'm hoping that whatever he felt by that experience, he can take that into the rest of his day. But listeners, if you are interested, I'm going to have Adrienne give us that address and that date one more time.
So the date of the gathering is on Sunday night, August the 13th. It's a drop-in from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's free and open to the community. The address of TorchBearer Tachyon is 20200 Zion Avenue. And we are Suite 11 inside the Healing House, but you'll also get to meet so many of your neighbors, so many of the healers and doctors and practitioners who care about this community. And then if it doesn't make sense for you to come on Sunday, we just invite you to check out our website. It is torchbearertachyon.com. And let me spell that. Tachyon is spelled Tachyon. And it is a subatomic particle that travels faster than the speed of light. That is actually the definition of what is tachyon, a subatomic particle that travels faster than the speed of light. And quantum physicists are divided. Some of them say it absolutely exists. We proved it in the CERN Switzerland collider. And other folks say, no, I need more data, I need more evidence. And so we'll let the public make up their mind. I think it's the type of experience, you could read about it all day long, but it's like riding a bike. There's nothing that compares to actually getting on the bike and riding it yourself. And so that's what I would just invite folks to do, is to give it a
If
chance.
folks wanted to make an appointment, would they call you? Is there a number they can call?
They would actually use that website. We have
Okay.
appointments available each week for new beginners,
Okay.
and they're hosted guided appointments. But once they become a member, then they're invited to come anytime, day or night, 24/7, by booking their session on the members portal. And that's how they can access it, even at midnight, even at 1 in the morning.
Really?
They would be able to let themselves in and have a 1-hour meditation session with Tachyon.
So for those people that are working different hours or different shifts, they still have something available for them. It doesn't get any better than that. There's no reason why you couldn't or shouldn't or wouldn't do this. And you can see my enthusiasm because I know that I'm excited for you, and I'm excited to have learned this wonderful gift for our community. So thank you for listening to WSIC 105.9 News. I hope that you will check in next Tuesday with my friend Margi and I, when we're going to surprise you with a guest speaker, and we're going to be adding more hope healing and laughter to our community by listening to Community Centered right here and live streaming on social media, WSICnews.com.
The new 105.9, 100.7 WSIC, Statesville, Mooresville, North Charlotte.